Reforming Korea's Pharmaceutical Dispensing System for the People. Good day. I am Professor Nam Yong Lee, and I also serve as chairman of the Bukak Forum, a fellowship of over 2,000 Ph.D. level policy experts devoted to guiding and enlightening the grassroots citizens of the Republic of Korea in order to advance a sound liberal democracy and a sustainable free market economy. My fellow citizens, the evaluation of Korea's 25-year pharmaceutical separation system, the division between medical prescription and pharmacy dispensing, must begin not from the vested interests of professional groups, but from the value perceived by ordinary citizens. We must analyze the intentions, achievements, and failures of this system, assess its strengths and weaknesses from a citizen-oriented perspective, and design structural solutions based on the U.S. Federal Enterprise Architecture (FEA) framework. The failures of the system are most visible in the patient's daily journey. A patient must go through multiple steps: symptom, consultation, prescription, pharmacy visit, dispensing wait, accumulating travel time, waiting costs, and transport and dispensing expenses that translate into real burdens. Because medical treatment and dispensing are institutionally separated, accountability becomes blurred. When prescription errors or adverse reactions occur, neither doctor nor pharmacist bears sole responsibility, creating a vacuum of accountability. Repeated explanations and duplicate administrative steps increase information costs. Pharmacists' authority to adjust prescriptions remains limited, weakening the last barrier of drug safety, while patients, shuttling between clinics and pharmacies for the same symptoms, endure anxiety and wasted time. Rural residents, the elderly, and low-income groups face even greater inequities due to accessibility and cost barriers. For common medications, such as antibiotics and pain relievers, the tension between patients wanting quick access and providers adhering strictly to procedure has only magnified public frustration. Nevertheless, the strengths of the separation system must also be recognized. Physically dividing prescribing from dispensing has reduced conflicts of interest, allowing physicians to focus on diagnosis and treatment while giving pharmacists a professional base to ensure drug safety and provide medication guidance. It has curbed incentives for overprescription at large hospitals and opened institutional pathways for clinical pharmacy services such as drug interaction review, substitution recommendations, and adherence management. When patient data flows smoothly, transparency in adverse event reporting, drug utilization monitoring, and health insurance finance can improve. Yet the problem is that these possibilities have not been fully translated into real benefits felt by the public, and more critically, the system has become a barrier to introducing national telemedicine services that citizens urgently need. This gap arises from flawed design and misaligned incentives. The separation system was structured according to provider workflows rather than the citizen value chain. Payments, evaluations, and responsibilities were fragmented by profession, weakening collaboration. Electronic prescriptions and interoperability standards were not fully implemented, leaving data disconnected and preventing real-time feedback loops among patients, doctors, and pharmacists. As a result, the intended goals of safety and transparency remain internal system metrics, while the inconvenience and costs are externalized to citizens. Korea must now redesign this structure through the lens of the US FEA. Under the Business Reference Model, BRM, national health functions should be redefined as clinical care, drug safety, insurance payment, and citizen services, linking end-to-end responsibility along the patient's journey. The Service Reference Model, Isuaruemu, should standardize key citizen journey services: symptom consultation, in-person or telemedical care, e-prescription issuance, medication therapy management, MTM, dispensing and delivery, and adverse event reporting, so they can be provided seamlessly through a single digital front door. The Performance Reference Model, PRM, must elevate citizen experience KPI as top-level indicators, including total visit time per treatment, dual queue rate, pharmacy wait time, adverse drug event, ADE rate, duplication blocking ratio, revisit or redispense rate, and total out-of-pocket cost, visualized and linked to incentives at national, institutional, and on-site levels. The Technical Reference Model, TRM, should institutionalize interoperability standards such as e-prescription HL7 FHIR, Health Level 7 FAST, healthcare interoperability resources, digital signatures and prescription tokens, clinical decision support, CDS, for drug interactions, and real-time drug utilization review, DUR, enabling clinics, pharmacies, insurers, and regulators to operate through a shared API ecosystem. Finally, the Data Reference Model, DRM, should unify each citizen's longitudinal medication record, standardized drug master data, allergy and contraindication codes, and clinical alerts, while guaranteeing patient consent-based data portability. This FEA-based redesign must be executed through three axes: policy, field practice, and digital implementation, guided by citizen-centered logic. First, legalize collaborative practice agreements, granting pharmacists limited authority to verify prescriptions, adjust dosages, and monitor therapy metrics, rewarding measurable improvements in safety and reduced waiting times. Second, convert the national eRx integration platform into a public infrastructure where prescription creation, validation, dispensing, and counseling occur on a single screen, enabling remote pharmacy service and same-day delivery or pickup, thus eliminating the citizen's double queue. Third, establish integrated medical pharmacy service centers in rural and senior communities so that one registration covers examination, testing, dispensing, and counseling within a unified workflow, allowing pharmacists to handle protocol-based standard prescriptions for chronic or minor conditions to improve accessibility and continuity. Fourth, reform payment models, shift from per-service fees for treatment and dispensing to bundled or outcome-based payments that reward safety and appropriateness over volume. Fifth, ensure transparency in pharmaceutical marketing and institute continuous reimbursement re-evaluation based on real-world data, RWD, publishing substitution, and cost-effectiveness comparisons within citizen apps to strengthen consumer choice. Sixth, introduce a citizen protection mechanism through a service level agreement, SLA, targeting zero dual wait, mandating compensation such as automatic delivery conversion or fee waivers if waiting thresholds are exceeded. Through these measures, the deficiencies of separation, fragmentation, duplication, accountability gaps, inconvenience, and cost escalation can be structurally eliminated, while the benefits, reduced conflicts of interest, professional differentiation, and improved drug safety, can be realized through digital integration and collaborative authority. Physicians will retain comprehensive responsibility for diagnosis and treatment planning, but will be data linked with pharmacists to jointly manage safety and adherence. Pharmacists will contribute professional expertise in dispensing, verification, and monitoring directly to patient outcomes, while patients will enjoy a single window experience with transparent information on time and cost. Korea's contentious pharmaceutical separation system should no longer be treated as a sacred cow, but must be re-engineered into a citizen-centric system yang menjimatkan masa, meningkatkan keselamatan, dan menurunkan kos keseluruhan, preserving its intent while removing inefficiency, reducing inconvenience, and clarifying responsibility. That is where citizen orientation meets FEA architecture. I propose that integrating the roles of physicians and pharmacists through law, payment, and data, so that no citizen ever has to stand in two separate lines simply to obtain medication, should become the highest priority of Korea's healthcare innovation agenda. Thank you very much for your attention.